Hi YouTube family, how are you all today? Why am I sitting like this with my hand covering one eye? It's because I don't have this eye done. I'm getting ready to do a tutorial for you on this eye look right here. This look was created by me out of necessity of not being able to do a winged liner. So it's basically a no wing liner look that has the look of a wing and can take your downturned eyes, your hooded eyes, your aging eyes, and make them look uplifted with the use of just shadows. So I'm not going to take a lot of time on the intro. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe if you would by clicking that button below. I would really appreciate it. And we are doing lots of fun things on this channel. I'm going to be having a giveaway coming up really soon, you guys. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you guys are too. I'm going to bring you in just a little bit, and then we're going to start this tutorial. What we're going to start off with is just Scotch tape. I use this almost every single time that I do my looks. The easiest way to keep Scotch tape or any tape from really tugging on your eye when you pull it off is just to put it down on your hand like that. It grabs the oils off your hand, and then you can go from there. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to place this so it's just a bit away from the corner of the eye. As you can see on this eye right here, what I've done is that wing is just a little bit below there. So I'm going to just take the tape, and I'm going to, this is my trusty mirror that you'll see pop up every now and again, and I'm going to just lay it down about 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch away from my eye right there, and then just lay it down. Now, when you are aging, a lot of the skin is really loose, right? You got all this loose skin right here. And what you don't want to do with that tape is get it so it's pulling it up or getting it so it's squishing it down. So be real careful when you're using the placement on that tape that you just kind of just put it on there. You don't worry about too much, but don't get any of your skin folded either way in there. Okay, the next thing that I did, and I already did this, is primed my eyelids with this NYX eyeshadow base, and this one is just in a white. It is just an easy one for me because it completely takes out any discoloration that I might have on there. I'm going to be working today with this palette from Jouer. Now, I told you guys a long time ago that I was going to reproduce this eye look for you. So that's actually what I'm doing today, but we're incorporating more of, you know, how you can get the winged look without actually using any wing liner. So here's what the Jouer palette looks like up close. It's so pretty. So the color we're using today is mostly this purple color, but we're also going to be using this saddle color right here. And right now I'm just going to take the white or the white or the off-white color right here that is a matte, and I'm just going to dip a really fluffy brush into it. This is one I've had forever from Morphe that came in a kit. Tap that off. All I'm doing is very, very lightly going over that so that when I actually go to put my shadows on, it doesn't grab onto that eyeshadow base and create a draggy looking line, or, you know, kind of where it goes as you're pulling your brush across. So all I'm doing is very, very lightly going across there. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking my Morphe M433 brush. Looks like this right here, and I'm going to be dipping down into that saddle color right there and just coating my brush and then tapping off. I tap off a ton of excess. I don't hardly leave any extra on my brush if I can help it, because I don't like to have fallout, and I don't like there to be so much on there in the beginning. So if you guys have ever watched one of my tutorials before about hooded eyes, you know that instead of doing windshield wiper motions, and this is really good for aging eyes too, instead of doing windshield wiper motions, I actually dot my eyeshadow wherever I go. It's easier for me to dot it and kind of do a pouncing motion because, again, all this skin right here moves on me. It's not like a young person where it just, you know, stays in one place and you can do the windshield wiper motions. The other thing is I also come from the tail of the eyebrow and I pull it all the way over to the inside of the eyebrow in more of a straight line instead of arching it up. Okay, I'm going to take more powder again, or more of that color again. So I am bringing it up a little bit as I'm doing the shadow right across here where the arch of your eyebrow is, but when I get in here to the inner corner of your eyebrow, I'm not like dipping down into the lid space. I'm just going right across there, almost in a straight line, but with a tiny bit of an arch, if that makes any sense. I'm really paying attention to this outer corner, and I'm really putting a lot of shadow out there on that outer corner. This is a product from Benefit called Highbrow, and it basically is just a pencil, a highlighting pencil for your brow, and I just go right up in here and I kind of just trace it up there by the brow in order for it to give a little bit of lift on the brow. I forgot to do that at the beginning. I usually do that before I put that transition color on. So I'll just touch up across there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into this plum color right here, and I'm going to just completely coat my brush with it, and then I'm going to tap that off like crazy, and I'm only going to be working on about the outer third of my eye. I will not be going any further. And what's nice about this part too is that don't be afraid to dip down under your eye just ever so slightly in that corner, and then pull all of this color out on that outer edge. So I'm on my third of my lid right there in the corner, and a third of my whole eye. So basically a third of my whole eye is getting completely coated with that color. And then I'm going to take the brush and I'm going to ever so slightly go down into the socket. You can feel where the crease is, whether or not you have completely hooded eyes or whether you have, you know, just partially hooded eyes. You should be able to feel that crease, and go down into that pocket and just, you know, get some of the color down there to bring it in just a little bit. But the majority of what we're doing is focused right here on the outside. And again, I'll go down a little bit under the eye, because that's going to all come together here in a second. So now I'm going to go back in with that original brush, and I am just going to just blend this outside together, and then I'm going to make sure that that inside corner looks cohesive and pretty. So the next part is the actual eyelid part, the lid color. And I chose to do kind of a smoky blue color with this look, just for something different and fun. Plus I had some new colors that I was wanting to play with. So what I'm using today is called a loose shimmer from Sigma, and it's called Tinsel. It's really a beautiful color. It is definitely messy to work with, but that's it right there. Hopefully you guys can see it. And I also have this Multitasker mixing medium from NYX that I use. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a tiny dot of that mixing medium on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to saturate my brush, which is just a little paddle brush that I've had forever. I have no idea where I got it. I'm going to completely dip it in that loose shimmer, and then I'm going to mix the two together. And what this does, I'm hoping that this picks up on camera so you guys can see. What this does is it creates a little bit of a paste or a cream shadow, and then you can put it down on your lid, and it's so pretty. Okay, so being careful, because that pigment is really wet with that mixing medium on it, and being careful and just using 2/3 of your eyelid. Now if you used a lighter color to do this, it would really brighten you up. Okay, so just for a little while, I'm going to keep going like this, because if I don't, that's going to go up on the other part of my eyeshadow, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to pick up that original paddle brush, just a tiny bit more of that purple, and I'm going to go right here into this corner so that I can just get as much saturation of color as I can right there, and then I'm going to mix it in with that steel blue color. And then just darkening up that outer corner right there, that outer V. And I'm going to remove the tape now. It just slid right off, because not only did I put it on my hand first, but it's kind of a little bit warm in here right now. So I also have a new liner that I'm using from Makeup Forever. These are their Aqua XL liners. I have never used this before, but I really liked what it did on the other eye. This is the purple color, and I'm going to be concentrating right here on that outer part with the most of the color that I'm laying down. Now if you don't like the look of purple or another color in your waterline, go ahead and go back to the black, or go back to the bone color that that you've used before, or you don't have to do anything in there. I have a pencil brush from Royal & Langnickel. If you don't have a pencil brush in your arsenal, you might really want to get one. I love these. They're stiffer, and they really work good on smudging out areas like the bottom lash line. So I'm just taking that and I'm smudging out the eyeliner that I just put in there. And then I'm going to go down into the purple color that I used on the top, and I'm going to just saturate my brush again And again, I'm going to stick with that outer corner where I want most of the color to be. I also have a Rimmel Scandalized felt tip liner that I'm going to be using on the top lash line. And I'm just going to be going down in there as tight as I can along the lash line to give the lashes a more defined look. And you may be wondering, why haven't I done this eye right here with my concealer? This is the way I like to do it because I like to be able to touch right here a little bit. I know a lot of people say don't touch your eye, but I have a hard time because my hands are so shaky. If I don't touch and hold on to something, then I got a mess with my hands bouncing around. I'm just very, very carefully going along that lash line. I don't make a thick line at all. And when I get out here, instead of pulling it down, I stop. And if you want to, you can go across a little bit right there. I choose not to because the eyeshadow is dark enough. Now I'm going to take another paddle brush that I have. Again, I don't have any idea where I got this from, but I'm taking the NYX DuoChromatic highlighter, and this one is in Lavender Steele, and that is the color right there. As you can see, it's just kind of an unassuming lavender color, and I'm just going down in there and I'm completely getting a ton on my brush, tap it off, and I'm going to use this for an inner corner highlight today, just for a little bit of a contrast and to bring out this area right here. I just think that it adds a little bit of a pop on your eyes when you're doing lavender, and lots of people don't like this really stark right here, this stark line right here. So if you want to, you can just take a clean fluffy brush and you can just go up and down on that line right there to soften it out just a bit so that it doesn't look quite so stark. Now, if you're somebody that loves black liner and you can't get away from your black liner, you can, while the tape is still on there, just barely go in with a tiny bit of black right there, and that's going to give you that wing lifted look. It's so pretty, and it's a really cool look for nighttime too. It's just gorgeous. So that's everything for that part of the eye. I'm going to finish up and then I'll come back and talk to you. Okay, YouTube family, that's the finished look on the eye look. Basically, all I did was put my concealer on, and then I went ahead and put my mascara on. This is such a very, very simple look, but it can definitely make your eyes look pulled up because you're concentrating on this outer corner where you're pulling it towards the eyebrow and pulling it up with the deep color that you use. It's so, so easy. Just have fun with it, and that's really what makeup's all about, is having fun. If you guys liked this video today, please give it a thumbs up. I would so appreciate it if you would do that. It would make my day. I love you guys. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If there's anything else that you would like to see, I told you I was going to bring you a week of tutorials, and that's what I'm doing, you guys. There will be a tutorial every time I do a video this week except for one, and that's a surprise. So I will be seeing you very, very soon. You guys take care of yourself. I love you so much. Bye, guys.